How to increase production on a horizontal well. Normally reducing casing pressure is the trick, but fluid will often follow. The solution is using the beam gas compressor or the hydraulic version. Gas downhole will often enter the pump when the casing pressure and flow line pressure is equalized, thus causing gas interference issues in the pump. And you have in most wells some form of gas separator. The casing pressure will keep gas bubbles in the fluid as the fluid now flows into the pump. Then as the plunger goes up in the pump, the lower pressure in the pump causes the gas to break out of the fluid, causing gas interference in the pump and inefficiencies. If you remove the casing pressure with a beam gas compressor, the bubbles will now break out a solution of the fluid, and as they grow larger, they'll rise and carry to the surface. What happens when you install a beam gas compressor, the casing pressure will now drop significantly in relationship to the flow line pressure. This differential will allow casing gas to flow up the casing as opposed to going into the pump. Now we know that as bubbles expand, as the pressure drops, so does their velocity will increase. Now as the velocity increases, these larger bubbles can carry fluid to the surface of the well. And with any change in pressure, which often comes from slugs, you can now create more foaming action in the well as the bubbles expand and contrast as the pressure inside the casing changes. By adding a beam gas compressor onto the pumping unit, we can now draw the gas from the casing of the well. In this video, we hooked up to the flow line so that we can discharge gas from the compressor into the flow line. We draw the gas off of the casing from the casing to the atmosphere side of the well. It's the beam gas compressor installed on a well in North Dakota. There's a suction side where the gas will be drawn off of the wellbore and drawn up to the casing. So normally on most horizontal wells with high bottom hole pressures, we will install a vessel simply to be a block to capture the fluid that comes up with these larger bubbles and to keep it from going into the beam gas compressor. This makes it for a very efficient and economical method of increasing production on an oil well. On horizontal wells, the gas is carried by the mist or fluid to the surface in the casing, and as you drop the bottom hole pressure, you can often, by installing a hydraulic beam gas compressor, do the same thing as what we just did with the beam gas compressor in a vessel. The hydraulic system is all a multi-phase compressor and does not require any additional scrubber or anything, as we can handle fluid and gas at the same time. Let's talk. Send me an email or call me and we can go over a solution for your wells.